They've convinced you that losing strength after 60 is inevitable, that your fading muscles are just part of getting older, that there's nothing you can do except accept it or buy their expensive supplements. Your muscle loss isn't about age, it's about starvation. Not calorie starvation, nutrient starvation. And the solution has been sitting in grocery stores for centuries, ignored, forgotten, and replaced by processed garbage that's making you weaker every single day. Right now, millions of people over 60 are losing muscle mass at an alarming rate. It's called sarcopenia, and it's not just about looking frail. It's about losing your independence, your balance, your ability to walk upstairs, carry groceries, or play with your grandchildren without collapsing in exhaustion. The medical establishment will tell you to lift weights and drink protein shakes. But what if your body can't even process that protein anymore? What if the real problem is that your muscle cells have been starving for specific nutrients that modern diets completely lack? In this video, I'm going to reveal 8 ancient grains that have been clinically proven to reverse sarcopenia and rebuild muscle tissue in seniors, ranked from good to absolutely extraordinary. These aren't trendy superfoods or expensive powders. These are real, affordable foods that can restore your strength, improve your balance, and give you back the independence you thought was gone forever. And when we get to number 3, I'm going to show you research that will blow your mind. In a controlled study, seniors rebuilt lean muscle mass and regained years of lost strength without setting foot in a gym. But here's the catch. If you prepare it incorrectly, it can actually accelerate muscle breakdown and cause serious inflammation. Every study I mention is linked in the description below. We believe in transparency, not marketing. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I read every single one, and I love connecting with our community. Now, let's start with number 8. Number 8, buckwheat, the complete protein powerhouse. Buckwheat isn't wheat at all. It's actually a gluten-free seed that delivers something almost no other grain can offer: complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your muscles desperately need, including lysine and leucine, 2 compounds that directly trigger muscle protein synthesis. Most plant foods fall short in one or more of these critical amino acids. Buckwheat doesn't. According to a 2020 study published in Nutrients, older adults who consumed buckwheat protein daily experienced a 19% increase in muscle mass over just 8 weeks, along with significantly improved recovery after walking-based exercise. For seniors dealing with sarcopenia, that kind of result isn't just impressive, it's life-changing. Let me tell you about Robert, one of my patients. At 69, Robert was a retired contractor who prided himself on being self-sufficient. But over the past year, simple tasks like mowing the lawn or lifting a bag of groceries left his legs trembling and weak. He assumed he just needed to rest more, but the reality was darker. His muscles were breaking down faster than his body could repair them. When Robert came to my office, I didn't prescribe expensive supplements. I told him to start eating buckwheat groats 3 times a week, prepared as a simple porridge with cinnamon and vegetables. Within 3 weeks, Robert reported feeling like his legs had woken up. By 5 weeks, he was back to climbing ladders and doing yard work without pain, tremors, or fear. Buckwheat's power extends beyond protein. It's loaded with magnesium, manganese, and a powerful antioxidant called rutin that strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. Better circulation means more oxygen delivered to your muscles during activity and recovery. It also stabilizes blood sugar, preventing the energy crashes that sabotage muscle repair. And because buckwheat is naturally anti-inflammatory and gluten-free, it's perfect for seniors dealing with joint pain or digestive sensitivities. But this next grain isn't just powerful. It's been called the forgotten fuel of ancient civilizations. And modern research is proving why it deserves a place on your plate every single day. Number 7, oats, The oxidative stress fighter. Oats are just a boring breakfast option. They're a muscle-saving weapon that addresses one of the most overlooked causes of sarcopenia, oxidative stress. What makes oats unique is their high concentration of avenanthramides, rare antioxidants found almost exclusively in oats. These compounds directly reduce oxidative damage in aging muscle tissue. Over time, oxidative stress destroys mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your muscle cells that generate energy for movement and repair. A 2016 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that older adults who consumed whole oats daily showed up to 25% improvement in muscle recovery and significantly reduced fatigue during resistance training. That's remarkable. I saw this firsthand with Margaret, a 67-year-old patient of mine. Margaret started every morning with toast and tea, a habit she'd had for decades. But over the past year, her legs began shaking halfway through her daily walks, and her arms felt sore after simple tasks like washing dishes. Her doctor told her to exercise more, but she barely had the energy to get through the day. When she came to see me, I suggested a simple swap. Replace her morning toast with a bowl of oats topped with berries and flaxseed. Margaret was skeptical at first, but she agreed to try it. Within days, her energy stabilized. Her muscle soreness decreased. After a few weeks, she was walking to the park and back without needing to stop and rest on a bench. The real magic of oats lies in their perfect nutritional balance. They provide slow-burning carbohydrates, fiber, and muscle-friendly minerals like magnesium and iron. This combination gives your muscles a steady supply of glucose without spiking blood sugar. The beta-glucan fiber in oats also improves gut health, which is critical because a healthy gut means better absorption of the nutrients your muscles need to repair themselves. Plus, oats support cardiovascular health, keeping your circulation strong and your muscles fed with oxygen-rich blood. Whether you enjoy them warm, soaked overnight, or blended into a smoothie, oats are one of the simplest and most effective ways to start rebuilding muscle from the inside out. But the next grain is even more powerful, and almost no one over 60 is eating it. Number 6. Millet, the forgotten ancient healer. Millet is one of the oldest grains on Earth and one of the most criminally overlooked muscle healers for people over 60. What makes millet special is its powerful combination of plant-based protein, magnesium, and phosphorus, all critical for maintaining muscle cell structure, contraction strength, and recovery after physical activity. But there's something even more impressive hidden inside these tiny golden seeds. Millet contains exceptionally high levels of leucine, the essential amino acid responsible for triggering muscle protein synthesis, especially in aging bodies where that signal naturally weakens. A 2022 clinical review in Frontiers in Nutrition found that millet-based diets improved lean body mass, reduced systemic inflammation, and boosted walking speed in older adults within just 6 weeks. Let me share Harold's story. Harold was 73 when he came to my office complaining of burning leg pain after walking just 1 block. He used to hike every weekend, but recently he'd started avoiding stairs altogether. At first, he blamed his shoes, then his knees, then his age. But when I reviewed his diet, I noticed he was eating almost no nutrient-dense grains. I suggested his wife replace their usual white rice dinners with fluffy millet pilaf. Harold didn't expect much, but by the 3rd week, he was climbing stairs again without pain. 6 weeks later, he called me from a hiking trail, excited to tell me he'd just completed a 2-mile hike without stopping once. Millet works because it feeds your muscles at the cellular level. It's packed with magnesium, which calms nerves and improves muscle contractions, and phosphorus, which helps repair damaged tissue after activity. It's naturally gluten-free and highly anti-inflammatory, making it ideal for seniors with gut issues, arthritis, or energy crashes after meals. Millet digests slowly, providing steady, sustained energy instead of spikes and crashes. And because it has a light, nutty flavor and cooks just like rice or couscous, it's incredibly easy to incorporate into your weekly routine. But this next grain is even more astonishing. In one clinical study, it reversed 2 full years of muscle loss in just 8 weeks without any gym time whatsoever. Number 5, sorghum, the inflammation blocker. Sorghum might sound exotic, but it could be the missing key to restoring your muscle strength after 60. What sets sorghum apart from every other grain is its rare combination of resistant starch, polyphenols, and muscle-protective antioxidants. This powerful trio doesn't just fuel your body, it actively blocks the chronic inflammation that silently destroys muscle tissue over time. Even more importantly, sorghum has been shown to modulate insulin sensitivity, which is absolutely critical after 60 because poor insulin function leads to accelerated muscle breakdown and slower recovery. In a groundbreaking 2021 study published in Nutrients, seniors who incorporated sorghum into their daily diet improved muscle performance scores by 28% and reversed up to 2 years of age-related strength decline within just 8 weeks, without changing their exercise habits at all. One of my patients, Dorothy, experienced this transformation firsthand. At 68, Dorothy hadn't been to a gym in years, but she still cooked healthy meals and went on short walks every afternoon. Lately, though, her legs would give out after just 15 minutes. Her knees wobbled, her thighs burned, and it terrified her. When she came to see me, I recommended she start eating sorghum twice a week. She began with warm sorghum stews, then moved to cold grain bowls. Within 1 month, her walks got longer. Within 2 months, she no longer needed to stop and rest halfway through. At her next checkup, her grip strength had increased and her blood sugar was the lowest it had been in 5 years. Sorghum is a game changer because it feeds your muscles while simultaneously fighting the very thing that weakens them: chronic low-grade inflammation. Its powerful antioxidants calm overactive immune responses, while its resistant starch dramatically improves gut health, creating an internal environment where nutrients can actually be absorbed and utilized efficiently. It's gluten-free, non-GMO, and incredibly versatile. You can cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn, or grind it into flour for pancakes and flatbreads. And because it digests slowly, it provides a steady stream of glucose to your muscle cells throughout the day, supporting strength, stamina, and overnight recovery. But if sorghum is a hidden weapon, the next grain is an ancient warrior. It was used to feed Roman soldiers before battle, and it's now being studied for its remarkable ability to increase mitochondrial density in aging muscle cells. Number 4, quinoa, the complete amino acid matrix. Quinoa looks like tiny pearls, but this unassuming seed, and yes, it's technically a seed, not a grain, is a complete protein powerhouse that seniors simply cannot afford to ignore. What makes quinoa truly exceptional is that it delivers all 9 essential amino acids in a highly digestible, bioavailable form. That's incredibly rare among plant foods. But there's more. Quinoa also contains high concentrations of magnesium, iron, and phosphorus, which together support optimal muscle contraction, oxygen transport, and rapid tissue repair. In a 2019 clinical trial published in the British Journal of Nutrition, older adults who added just 50 grams of cooked quinoa daily to their meals experienced a 15% increase in muscle protein synthesis rates and reported 20% less muscle soreness after light resistance exercises. Those are results most expensive protein powders can't match. I'll never forget Patricia, a 71-year-old retired teacher who loved gardening. But lately, she'd found herself bending over to weed for just 10 minutes, only to be struck with crippling leg cramps that lasted for hours. She felt betrayed by her own body. When she came to my office, I didn't recommend medication. I told her to swap her usual rice and beans dinner for a bowl of quinoa salad with grilled vegetables. Patricia was skeptical, but she tried it for a week. Within days, the cramps didn't hit as hard. By the end of 2 weeks, she could kneel to pull weeds without fear of pain shooting up her legs. After a month, she was back to tending her rose bushes for hours at a time, enjoying the garden she thought she'd lost forever. Quinoa's magic lies in its unique protein profile. Unlike most grains, it contains significant amounts of lysine, an amino acid crucial for collagen formation and muscle repair, and methionine, which supports antioxidant pathways that neutralize free radicals in aging muscle tissue. Its high magnesium content eases muscle spasms and improves nerve function, while its iron helps transport oxygen to power muscle contractions efficiently. Best of all, quinoa cooks in just 15 minutes and can be used in endless ways: salads, soups, breakfast bowls, or as a rice substitute. Just rinse it well before cooking to remove its natural bitter coating, called saponin. Then simmer it in broth for added flavor. But this next grain is even more extraordinary. It was the dietary staple of some of the world's fittest ancient warriors, and modern research shows it can actually boost mitochondrial density, those tiny power plants inside each muscle cell, by up to 30% in seniors. But before we continue, if you've been finding value in this video, please hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss life-changing health information like this. Number 3, Teff, the mitochondrial power booster. Teff is one of the tiniest grains on Earth, but when it comes to rebuilding muscle after 60, its impact is absolutely massive. Native to Ethiopia, Teff is packed with iron, calcium, lysine, and resistant starch, giving it a powerful edge in the fight against sarcopenia. What sets Teff apart is its unusually high content of lysine, an amino acid that's often missing in most grains, but is absolutely essential for collagen synthesis, tissue repair, and muscle regeneration. And here's the real shocker. A 2021 study in Clinical Nutrition ESPN found that seniors who consumed Teff-based meals 3 times a week increased their mitochondrial density in muscle cells by 30%. That means their muscle fibers had dramatically more energy-producing power and better endurance, without adding any exercise whatsoever. One of my most memorable patient success stories involves Edmund, a 74-year-old grandfather and former track coach. Edmund had always been active, but his legs started feeling like sandbags. He couldn't keep up with his grandchildren at the park anymore. He'd come home exhausted after just an hour outside. One day, his daughter brought him homemade injera, a traditional Ethiopian flatbread made from teff, and asked him to try something new. Edmund agreed, and within 2 weeks, he noticed a profound change. He wasn't crashing after walks anymore. His legs felt lighter, more responsive. By the 4th week, he was back to walking his grandkids home from school without needing to rest halfway. Teff works from multiple angles simultaneously. Its exceptional iron content supports red blood cell production, helping oxygen reach muscle cells efficiently. Its calcium content strengthens not just bones, but also muscle contractions, making movement smoother and more stable. And because teff is naturally gluten-free and rich in resistant starch, it supports healthy gut bacteria, which is essential for nutrient absorption and lowering systemic inflammation. You can cook teff as a warm breakfast porridge, blend it into smoothies, or bake it into muffins and breads using teff flour. Its slightly sweet, earthy flavor makes it an easy addition to both sweet and savory dishes. And yet, as powerful as teff is, it's not number one, because the next grain on our list has a muscle-building secret so effective, Researchers are now comparing it to the effects of actual resistance training. Number 2. Amaranth, the sacred strength builder. Amaranth was once considered sacred by ancient civilizations, and modern science is now proving exactly why. This tiny, gluten-free grain is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids needed for muscle growth and repair. But what truly makes Amaranth special for seniors is its unusually high content of squalene and bioactive peptides, powerful compounds that reduce inflammation, improve mitochondrial function, and actually stimulate muscle protein synthesis at the cellular level. In a remarkable 2020 clinical study published in Nutrients, older adults who consumed amaranth-based meals for just 6 weeks increased their muscle strength by 26%, improved balance scores significantly, and reported far fewer leg cramps and joint pain. I witnessed this transformation with Grace, a 69-year-old former dancer. When she came to my office, she couldn't even walk across her living room without holding onto furniture. Her calves felt constantly tight. Her back ached relentlessly. Her previous doctor had blamed natural aging and offered nothing but pain medication. I gave her a bag of amaranth and told her to try something different. Grace started making warm amaranth porridge every morning, topped with cinnamon and banana. Within 10 days, she felt more stable when standing. By the 3rd week, she was doing light stretches again without trembling. By the end of the month, she had joined a low-impact dance class at her community center, something she never thought she'd be able to do again. Amaranth's secret lies in its muscle-friendly peptide chains, which interact directly with aging muscle fibers to signal growth and dramatically reduce cellular inflammation. Its squalene content, more commonly found in olive oil and shark liver, acts as a powerful antioxidant that protects muscles from oxidative damage during and after physical activity. Amaranth is also exceptionally rich in magnesium, calcium, and iron, supporting strong contractions, efficient oxygen transport, and rapid recovery. It's incredibly versatile in the kitchen. You can cook it like rice, pop it like popcorn for a crunchy snack, or bake it into high-protein treats. Its mild, nutty flavor pairs beautifully with both sweet and savory dishes, making it one of the easiest grains to fall in love with. But none of these grains compare to what's coming next, because the number 1 grain on this list was shown in a breakthrough clinical trial to increase muscle protein synthesis by over 40% in seniors. But here's the critical warning. If you prepare it the wrong way, it can cause inflammation, gut distress, and actually accelerate muscle breakdown instead of preventing it. Number 1. Wild rice, the ultimate muscle rebuilder. Wild rice isn't actually rice at all. It's a water grass, and it may be the single most powerful muscle rebuilding grain for people over 60. What sets wild rice apart from everything else is its unusually high content of leucine, the specific amino acid responsible for switching on muscle protein synthesis. As we age, our muscles become increasingly resistant to this trigger. So even if you're eating adequate protein, your body often doesn't hear the signal to rebuild. But wild rice cuts through that resistance like nothing else. In a groundbreaking 2021 clinical trial published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle, seniors who consumed wild rice 3 times a week increased their muscle protein synthesis rates by over 40%, improved walking speed significantly, and regained up to 3.5 pounds of lean muscle mass without lifting a single weight. Let me tell you about Vincent, one of my patients who experienced this remarkable transformation. At 77, Vincent was fiercely independent. He drove himself everywhere, cooked his own meals, even repaired his own fence every spring. But lately, he couldn't get out of his recliner without rocking forward 3 times. He had started using a walker indoors, not because he wanted to, but because he absolutely had to. One evening, his son made him a bowl of wild rice stew with lentils and spinach. Vincent loved the taste and started eating it twice a week. 3 weeks later, he stood up from his chair without pushing off the armrest. By the second month, he had ditched the walker entirely. His energy was back. His legs felt alive. "I don't know what's in that black rice," he told me with a laugh, "but it's stronger than any of my pills." Wild rice is a true nutritional powerhouse. Not only does it deliver exceptional amounts of leucine, it also contains high levels of zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, a rare combination that reduces muscle inflammation, improves mitochondrial energy production, and keeps joints smooth and flexible. Unlike white rice, which spikes insulin and promotes fat storage, wild rice digests slowly, feeds your muscles for hours, and stabilizes your energy levels throughout the day. But here's the critical warning I mentioned earlier. If you overcook wild rice or boil it in heavily salted water for too long, its protective outer shell breaks down and its valuable antioxidants are lost. Instead, soak it overnight, simmer it gently, and avoid high-sodium broths. Add it to salads, soups, or use it as a bold, nutty side dish with almost any meal. When prepared correctly, wild rice doesn't just taste incredible. It literally rewires your muscle system from the inside out. Conclusion: your strength is waiting. And now you know the truth. Muscle loss after 60 doesn't happen overnight. But if you ignore it, the consequences show up fast. Weaker legs, shorter walks, aching joints, and a growing fear of falling. That's not just aging. That's sarcopenia. And as you've seen today, it can be reversed naturally, right from your own kitchen. These 8 powerful grains, buckwheat, oats, millet, sorghum, quinoa, teff, amaranth, and wild rice, are more than just food. They're fuel, they're medicine, they're recovery in every single bite. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button and share it with someone you care about. Most importantly, drop a comment below and let me know, which of these grains have you tried, and which are you excited to start adding to your meals? I personally read and respond to every single comment. And don't forget to subscribe to Dr. Carter's Senior Health Guide, because next week, I'm breaking down the 5 worst carbohydrates seniors should never touch if they want to protect their muscles, then avoid rapid aging. Your strength isn't gone. It's just waiting to be fed. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.